Hello everyone and welcome to the Wasteland Survival Guide Part 5. Part 5 will go over the Deadzone and the glowing sea, the best way to find zombies, and the types of loot you can find. So grab your gas mask, your best anti-bear weapon, and plenty of storage for cargo, because you're going to need them for our first location on the list, Cambridge. Cambridge is located just inside the Deadzone west of Lexington. It is an easy location to go if you're traveling by foot or car and don't have too many filters. Cambridge has a wide variety of places you can loot, including police stations where you can find good guns, including the Eagle Fire and Blunt Force. There are 4 police stations spread across the town. The largest is on the north side of town. There's a hospital where you can get medical supplies. There's a game store where you can find board games and other games. There are wineries and a bar on the north side of town where you can find alcohol, which is useful for removing rads. Cambridge also has a lot of apartment buildings with civilian loot inside. There's also a gun store, food loot locations, and vehicle spawns. The next location on the list is an unnamed town just west of Cambridge. There isn't much here to be found other than junk, vehicles, and a few bear spawns. The same goes for our next location, an unmarked tunnel south of the unnamed town. There are a few vehicle and bear spawns here as well. If you continue south down the same road, you'll find yourself at Westburg. Westburg is a small town with a diner, a gas station, and a few apartment buildings where you can find more scrap. Just southeast of Westburg, you'll find the Fulton Airport. It is another location with a little loot, but is the only location on the map where you can find sandpipers. If you have a chart, you'll probably notice the large group of rocks off the south shore of the Deadzone. This group of rocks is a sunken ship with some military-grade loot in it. However, to loot this ship, you'll need either an oxygenator or a diving tank and scuba mask. Also remember to bring a generator and some gas to open the hangar doors. There are 2 more locations to mention before we move on to the glowing sea part of the Deadzone. At these 2 military bases, you can find ammunition, military clothing, low-grade military weapons, GPSs, and stacks of caps. In addition, at Fort Hagen, you can find the Anushka military planes. And at the unnamed base, you can find Humvees and Urals. Now that we've talked about the majority of the Deadzone, let's talk about the glowing sea. The glowing sea is the deadliest part of the Deadzone. If you manage to make it this far in the Deadzone, you will be greeted with the strongest of zombies. There are 2 military bases in the glowing sea, and just like the previous 2, they share a loot table. However, this loot table consists of higher tier items. You can find high-grade military guns, magazines, explosives, attachments, filters, and larger stacks of caps. You can also find military-grade vehicles at these locations, such as Humvees and Urals. In addition, tanks spawn inside the hangar door at the south base, and B-25 bombers spawn at the north base. The Jimbo Supermall is our next location in the glowing sea. It has the widest variety of loot of any buildings on the map. You can find almost everything here from weapons to clothing to food. This is also the location of the only Tier 6 airdrop. Tier 6 airdrops contain items that do not spawn anywhere else on the map, so if you ever get the chance to loot one, try not to miss out on the opportunity. Now that you know about the locations and zombies at the Deadzone, I'll share some methods that make looting easier. The first method is used by players who don't want to kill zombies. You just need to lead zombies far away from loot areas using flares or gunshots or anything else that makes a loud noise, then simply sneak around and grab the ground loot. However, if this method is too slow for you or you want zombie drops as well, here are a few methods for killing zombies easily. The first method uses barbed wire fences. Simply stack fences up near the edge of the zombie's radius and lead them into the fences, then collect their loot. This method is quite simple, but just make sure you have enough stamina to make it to safety. The next method might suit players with access to a more diverse selection of junk. You simply lead zombies into a group and throw grenades into the horde. If you have access to them, incendiary grenades are best in my opinion. The next method is for more patient players or players with good melee weapons. Simply lead zombies to the border of their zone without them seeing you, Using gunshots would probably be the easiest method, but also flares and explosions work just as well. Once you lead the zombies to the edge of their radius, you just simply melee them. That's it for this episode of the Wasteland Survival Guide. If you haven't already, check out Mex's Wild Wasteland server. The IP and port will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching.